میگی. Shalom everybody. Out of the three classes that we have had today, this class is in English, and we changed the title to Torah and Kabbalah. And we decided, as we started last week, to go through the Torah, and through the Torah to understand really those language of Kabbalah. And we started in a very simple, as we explained, that the world really God created in 5 days, like 5 fingers, which consist of really 5 words, 5 energy of Keter, which is the seed, then Chokhmah, which is wisdom, and Bina, which is understanding, and then Zeirampin, which is the Adam. Then God created Adam, and then created the Malchut, the kingdom. So we call Keter, Chokhmah, Bina, Zeirampin, Malchut, 5 energies that everything was created with these 5 energies. However, Adam, he consists of 6 energy because he was created on the 6th day. 5 days God created all the animals, all the vegetarians, all the humans, the concept of human. In the 4 level, everything was created. In 4 seasons, everything created. His name, which we know as Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey, is created by 4 words, 4 letters. These 4 phases of creation, like 4 items, like water, earth, fire, and air. Again, 4 are the elements to create the whole creation. His name represents 4 phases of creation. His name is Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey. Yud is Chokhmah. Hey is Bina, that means understanding. Yud, the letter Yud is Chokhmah, means wisdom, the power of differentiation. Understanding is Bina, is the Hey of Shem Hashem, and Vav is a true entity of Adam in image of the Creator, Elohim. Because God created Adam in his image. And we said the highest level of knowledge for a man is to understand that he is created in image of God, of Elohim. To understand this beyond shadow of a doubt. That is the work of man, to understand and to know this beyond shadow of a doubt, that he was created in the Tselem Elohim. We said on 6 days created the Adam and included the whole 5 days of the creation into the Adam. And when he created the Adam, he took the Adam and put him in Gan Eden. That means put in the situation that everything was available for him. There wasn't anything missing for him to accomplish his task, which was the avodah v'lishmira, that means to do certain work and not to do certain things, to eat from the Etz Chaim and not to eat from Etz Da'at Tovara, which brings mavet, death. Now, to eat from the tree of life. When Adam was alone, nothing really happened. Until such a time that in the second book of Bereshit, in the Pasuk Kaf Bet, Pasuk Kaf, it says, Vaikra Adam Shemot. God gave Adam wisdom. And then Vaikra Adam Shemot, that means he was so wise. לכל הבהמה ולעוף השמיים ולא כל חיי השדה ולאדם לא מצא עזר כנגדו. This is very important to understand in our life. That Adam gave name, he had so much of wisdom, capability to see the truth and to differentiate, that he looked at every animal, whether in the air or in the water or on the earth, and gave them names. Now, what is name? I would like, even though in the past 2 hours we had a small introduction, I would like to make the same introduction in this class because it is important for us to understand this. What is Shekhinah? Just the word Shekhinah. Is the female aspect of the Kadosh Baruch Hu is Shekhinah. What that means. If I write a letter, I want to make a very simple example. If I write a letter and don't say on the letter who wrote it and not put my name and give it to some person to read, and the person reads it and he says, who wrote this? What do I say? I say Ani. I say Ani. That means Ani wrote it. But who is Ani? Ani Yosef. Oh, when I say Ani, because Ani, I wrote it. But you ask, who is Ani? Ani is Yosef. Yosef, or the energy that caused Ani to write the letter, the writer, the one that took the hand and wrote it, called Ani. But Ani doesn't define until I say Yosef. Ani is Shekhinah. The Yosef that is inclusive of the Ani is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So Shekhinah is that Ani that reveals the totality of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. She is Shekhinah. Now, this is just to remember. We call the female aspect Shekhinah. Her name is Aleph Daled Nun Yud, Adonai. You have to learn. But the Kadosh Baruch Hu's name is Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey, and I don't know how to even pronounce it. And Hashem told me you cannot pronounce it. But what I can pronounce, that means bring it to my mouth, Aleph Daled Nun Yud. But the reference is in Aleph Daled Yud, Aleph Daled Nun Yud. Look at it. Inside there is a Ani with a Dalet. The Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey is the cause, is the reason behind revelation of this name. This name represents Yud Hey Vav Hey. So she is Shekhinah, and that's Yud Hey Vav Hey. As we explained in parasha Pekudei Farsiپارشا, when God says Taseh Mishkan, that means Mishkan is 410. It's 410. 410 is Kadosh. Shekhinah is Kadosh. That means make a place that is Kadosh so Shekhinah can be in it. Because when Shekhinah is in you, I can connect to you as a Kadosh Baruch Hu. So your Ani or my Ani becomes the vessel for Kadosh Baruch Hu. Just side note. But let's go back to the Torah. Adam looks at all the animals, and here it is Rak Adam. Adam is alone right now. Looks at all the animals, names all the name, and then at the end he doesn't find Ezer Kenegdo. This is very important. Ezer is the person that helps you. Kenegdo, that stands in your opposites. In your opposites. That means, what can help me? My opposites. My opposites can be a cause to help me to see the truth when I see opposite of myself. That's interesting. What it means, he looked at all the animals and they saw they are male and female. Oh, he realized there gotta be male and female. If there is no male and there is no female, if there is no father, if there is no mother, there is no child. And since the purpose of creation is peru verebu, that means you need to be expanded and to be procreator and to create and bring children. He didn't find Ezer. He didn't find somebody that can be his opposite in order to be able to produce. So now we understand in order to produce, I need an opposite. I need a female aspect. There is a female, male and female within me. What is the female and male within me? Because God created me with male and female. Because from the female inside, he took and created the female outside. So what he created from inside, the inside hasn't gone anywhere, still is there. So the female, the original female, is still inside. And what's the female? The female is what completes me. Because he said he couldn't find Ezer Kenegdo. That means he couldn't find that energy that can complete it. Found it in all animals. Ve'ipol Adonai Elohim. And here it is God of mercy, which is Yud He Vav He and Elohim. Now, what's the difference between Yud He Vav He and Elohim? They are both the same. Adonai Hu Elohim. They are both the same energy. The energy of Hashem Ein Sof doesn't change. It's the vessel. What is the vessel? It's the Shekhinah changes. The sun never changes. The sun, it is the size of sun, it is as it is. It is the moon that changes. The change comes in the vessel because the female is the vessel for a male in order to be expanding, to produce and be creator, in image of creator to create, because he was created in Tselem Elohim. For that, he needs a nukva. Nukva means female. Nekev. What is nekev? Nekev means something missing, a hole. That's called nekev. Nukva represents all thing that is necessary to be completed. In reality, the nukva is your potential, shows your potential, represents your potential. It is the nukva that by you fulfilling it, filling it up, you have completed. Every desire of you comes from your female, because desire is like a hole that needs to be fulfilled, needs to be filled. And that aspect of the energy that we call my complement, what it is, because what is missing in me, if I recognize what it is missing in me, and I can fulfill it, replace it with light and goodness, something good, then I have used that concept that was missing called nukva and elevate it to be a cause for me to expand, to add. Because the purpose of the creation is peru verebu. That means to be expanded and be fruitful. That's the purpose in every regard of life. So he says he puts him to a sleep, ותרדמה על האדם וישן ויקח מצרעתיו. Now, צרעתיו, when we add it, it's 10 times 19. 19 is Chava. Chava. And we see here, and when God closes up and everything and brings it for the Adam to see this Ezer Kenegdo, his Nukva, he's the one that complements him, completes him. Without her, he cannot complete. V'yomer ha'adam. And then Adam comes and says, Zot. Zot is the secret. This is the language. Zot is the secret of Shekhinah. Zot HaTorah. Who gave us the Torah? HaKadosh Baruch Hu v'Shekhinah. Shekhinah is Anochi, called Anochi. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Yud Hei Vav Hei. Shekhinah gave us the mitzvot, and Yud Hei Vav Hei gave us the Torah. The written Torah is given with Yud Hei Vav Hei. The Torah Bal Peh is Shekhinah, Adonai. So everything that comes out of the Peh, the laws, the mitzvot, is Shekhinah. Everything that I study and bring knowledge and understanding is Yud Hei Vav Hei. And both of them are one within me. So here, that's why it says Adonai Elohim, because Adonai is the concept of Rachamim, Chesed, Elokim, concept of Din. The nature, which is Elohim, is Hateva, is nature, Elokim. But this Elokim is the same energy as the mercy. The mercy and the din of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Echad. It's everything depends to Shekhinah. Shekhinah within each one of us, as we explained, is my Ani. Ani is that power that witnesses. He is the witness Ne'eman. That means the Shekhinah that is within me, the Ani, the energy of Shekhinah that within of each Adam is the witness to Hashem, Kadosh Baruch Hu, when to be punished, when to be rewarded. That's Shekhinah. That's the Ani that is in the heart and the embodiment of each Neshama. So here it comes and he says, Hashem comes and he creates him, brings him, he says, V'yomer ha'adam zot. Zot is a female aspect. Zot hapam. This time, etzem mi'atzmi, basar mi-basari, וזאת יקרא אישה. וזאת יקרא אישה. Now, this is the ani. And this ani, his name is Isha. If this Isha listens to Satan, we call him Yetzer Hara. If this Isha listens to Kadosh Baruch Hu's word, we call him Eshet Chaim. The choice is for the Adam. For the Adam, not the Shekhinah. It's the Adam that causes the Shekhinah to be Kadosh, eat from Etz Chaim, or to eat from the tree of that, melamed. Now, where do we know this? Because as soon as this Isha that he said, Zot hapam, this Isha, this is me. Yes. What this represented? What was the difference from before and now? His feeling. The heart. The feeling in the heart woke up. Up till now, it was only head, only wisdom, but no understanding. No understanding of heart, no feeling. And that's why when the feeling rised, the feeling started to talk. And the Hashem sent the Nachash not to go to him, not to talk to him as a logic. He went to the heart. He said, look at this. Look how beautiful the tree is. And it says, Chava, which represents that potential of Adam, that brings me to fulfillment, to completeness. That potential that I need to fill up with Kedusha, not with Avodah Zarah, not with the strange activity, like to listening to Satan. And what the Satan tells him, listen the way Satan talks to us. Because now we should understand that energy of opposites. The feeling and the logic, they are two opposites. Heart represents all the feeling and desires and all potentials that I want to reveal. All my likes are shown by who? By my heart, by my feeling, by my Chava, by my Isha. That's why man every morning say, thanks God you didn't create me Isha. That means a man that is only feeling and he's not connected to Hashem, because this heart didn't ask the head, the logic, the wisdom of Hashem. Husband, hey, my head, is it a good idea for me to ask to eat this or talk to this guy? No, only feeling. Because now it's a new awakening. And that's why he says, listen, if you eat, your eyes gonna open. Up till now, my eyes wasn't open. I cannot see. What it means my eyes is gonna open? Yeah, your eyes is gonna be open because you're gonna be like Elohim. Yodea Tovara. You will know what is good and what is bad. ותראה האישה כיתוב העץ, ותראה, and it looks, he looks. What do you mean he looks? Suddenly the brain follows the heart and looks what the heart is talking about, that this is beautiful. Looks at the lack that was created by the Nachash, by the Satan in the heart of the man. Up till today. the snake, the Yetzer Hara, that animalistic, because Nachash is the animal who knows how, in a cunning way, in a very cunning way, to make you make a mistake, to deter you from, that's what God put in there. In reality, in Nachash, the Satan is there to teach me as a much stronger teacher. Where are my weaknesses? Where are my chisaron? Where is my lacks? Because it is my lacks within me that awakens me to find how to fulfill it. How to fulfill it. Exactly how the Adam did. The heart desire, the feeling desire. The heart is that desire that I shoot an arrow in it, showing a broken heart, because this love is important. And when there is a love, the logic is lost. When there is that kind of infatuation, oh, it is good. I can be like God. I'll know everything. I have everything, whatever I want. What about what God told you? It's not there anymore. Now, we realize that this duality between the feeling and the logic created a man to the stage of fall, was thrown out of Gan Eden. It took 20 generations until Abraham. God created Noah, Tzaddik Bedoro, in order to bring a seed, an entity, a neshama, that is able to handle the energy of Hashem and to be able to continue and complete the creation. In reality, God created 10 energies, 10 sefirot. Keter is the sea, is the crown. Chokhmah is bina, is wisdom, bina. Then we said Zeir Anpin, which consists of 6 energy of Chesed, Geburah. Chesed means kindness, sharing, to be a cause, Leshem Shamayim, to do everything Leshem Shamayim. What is to do everything Leshem Shamayim? What really? Though we explained it. If you study Torah, don't study it for yourself. Study Leshem Shamayim. Because if you study Torah for your sake, you're not going to study Leshem Shamayim. That means for sake of Shamayim. What do you mean for sake of Shamayim? Shamayim needs anything? What is this for sake of Shamayim? Because if you Torah, you study the Torah and you don't apply Torah in your life, you don't make your life a way of your life, and I'm going to explain to you why you need to make it way of your life, you will not succeed. You will not benefit from Torah. No matter how much information and how much wisdom you have. But if you don't bring the understanding the Torah, the way of life that Torah explains, you will not succeed. You will not benefit from Torah, from Kabbalah. As in the parasha, Pekudei explains there is certain activities, things that you got to do, and certain things not to do, in order to be able to create that, or to be that vessel, that godliness that Shekhinah can reside within you and henceforth be connected to the realms of spirituality. הייתם כאלוהים ידע טוב ורע, ותראה האישה, and אישה saw כטוב העץ למאכל. It's good to eat. כי תאוות הוא. That's the whole point. The word תאווה. Indulgement. It's the feeling, it's the body that wants to indulge in physical pleasures. Physical pleasures are moment pleasure. It's only for benefit of body. If it is not united with Kedusha, if it is for self-satisfaction, it's not going to produce anything. It's going to be given to the heart of darkness. And that's called ta'ava. And what looks at ta'ava? Your heart. Because my heart desires. My heart desires what my body desires. Because my body represents lack of pleasure. My body looks for whichever way possible to endure, to have pleasure. My body lives for pleasure, eats for pleasure, sleeps for pleasure, talks for pleasure. But if all these pleasures are for ta'ava shel guf, ta'ava, that means indulgement of body, it's going to take me to a sin. That is the most important part. God gave me Ezer Connector. God gave me a feeling, because when you really balance the feeling and the logic, the head and the mind, they become united. That's where you feel faith, strength, bitachon, certainty, temimut, completeness, righteousness. Only when your mind and your heart strongly together with the ot emet, with the word of Torah. That means they are together emet, because your heart can be together on a shekel, for sake of shekel. But if you connect your heart and your mind, and we're going to study with the one word called vav, because I can say mind and, which is the vav, that means sechel be lev, mind and heart. The and, which can put two opposites together, is only one energy in the world that can unite two opposites together. It's emet. Only emet can truly bring unification from upper world, which is my mind, and the lower world, which is my heart. That's why he says, "V'tikach mipri v'tuchal." Who took? Because after that he says, "V'titen gam leisha." Who took it? Adam. Who told him to take? Isha. Who is Isha? His heart, his desire, his ta'ava, his indulgement to become like Elohim, to know good and bad. The Rashi. And as the Nachai said, he said, "Vayochal tivkechena einei shnehem." Then their eyes opened up. What do you mean their eyes? How many eyes? 2 eyes, he says. Shnehem, 2 eyes. Yes. Because we have one eyes, and this eyes is the eyes of heart too. The eyes are the window of our heart. The story is that God comes to Adam and gives him an opportunity. So what did you do? An opportunity that he could have changed his life by making a teshuvah. He could have accepted that I made a mistake. Oh, he put the blame on the Isha. Isha is, you gave me a feeling. For God's sake, what do you want from me? My body really wanted so badly, I couldn't say no. I couldn't say no. So God set the rules for them. The rules is going to happen the following way. And I would like to share this with you because very, very soon I would like to have the opportunity to study the Shema Israel as I explained in the last 2 hours with you, dear friends. Because you know how important it is to know the Shema Israel. As I explained in the past 3 hours, 2 hours class. And this is what I would like really to share with you. To start with, to understand this concept, because the whole parasha Pekudei is the secret of Shema Israel. Because it's making Mishkan, the word Mishkan is Shema. And the whole concept of Shema is the yichud of Abba ve'Ima. That means wisdom and understanding. That's the secret. It is the Shema that gives me power to unite the heart and the mind and receive the highest level of energy to utilize, to produce what I need to produce. Now, let's first really understand what is the work is involved for us, what it is all about. And this is a complete rotation of a 1 week if we want to be successful in doing the job. Because every day we say 4 times Shema Israel. On Shabbat, we say 5 times Shema Israel. 1 extra one. And every Shema Israel that every day and every time we say is different from the other one. Eventually, B'ezrat Hashem, we're going to learn how it is. But however, before all this, let's understand why I need to say Shema Israel and understand how to say Shema Israel and how to utilize the Shema Israel correctly in order to achieve what Hashem sets for me as my homework coming to this creation. At the end of the chapter Aleph of Bereshit, we read the following thing, that every Shabbat, Lail Shabbat, to tefillah, in the tefillah of Aravit LeShabbat, 3 times, including in the Kiddush, we say this paragraph, and let's understand it. Vayachulu hashamayim v'ha'aretz. Yechol, the capability, the power, the energy. It's very important to later on to understand more about Vayachulu, but it's not for tonight. It says Vayachulu hashamayim v'ha'aretz v'chol tzva'am. Everything in the whole shamayim and the aretz God created, brought all of them. That's the end of the book of Bereshit, which is the potential. It's talking about a potential. Vayachal Elohim b'yom hashvi'i, and on the 7th day, Elohim, which is the concept of din of the Ein Sof, which is the same as Yud Hey Vav Hey, Rachamim of Ein Sof. Beyom HaShivi, in the seventh day, Malachuto Asher Asa. So the plan of Hashem potentially was that on Shabbat not to create anything. Very simple. Yishbot Mikol Malachuto Asher Asa. Whatever he did, he quit. No more creation. Stop the creation. Vayishbot b'yom HaShivi, and he went on a strike. But the word yishbot is the word Shabbat. That means the concept of Shabbat was in his mind. That from the Shvi'i to create concept of Shabbat. Why? What is missing on the Shvi'i? We are in the world of 7. So everything is good. 7 is completed. He says now, the complete is 10. The point is the Shvi'i now has to become Kadosh. The Shvi'i is now ready to become Kadosh. When you create the Shvi'i, when you bring the 7th has the possibility as per its worthiness to become Kadosh. And what is Kadosh? That means it becomes a complete vessel of Tehran energy so the Shekhinah can be within it. Create a Malchut, Zot, to be created. That creates by Shvi'i. But I cannot add to Shvi'i what is missing. What is missing to Shvi'i? Keter Chochma Bina, or Chochma Bina Da'at. That means wisdom and understanding and the knowledge is missing from this 7 level. It has to be 10. And it only becomes worthy when the 7 is complete. How much this 7 is worthy? What is the capacity in this vessel that is made of 7, the 7, which consists of 6 days activity of a man that created with the 6, he created the 7. It took 6 days with this man to create the 7th. Now he created 7th as per capacity of what he created, these 6 days, whatever he do, it was part of creation because he is in the image of man. Whatever he said, whatever he do, all this action, all this thought, everything came to an end result called Shvi'i. So it says, God stopped creation, Mikol Malachuto, from all creating Malchut, creating Kli, creating Mishkan, stop. No more creation, no addition. Asher Asa, whatever he did after now, Vayevarech Elohim, and gave Beracha et Yom HaShivi'i, Vayekadesh Oto. And in the Shvi'i, brought Kedusha, Kadosh. Kadosh is 410, that means Mishkan is completed. By what? By Kadosh, that I cause Hashem makes. Kibo Shabbat Mikol Malachuto. Why? Because he did stopped creation. By stopping creation, he create his creation. He allowed my creation to replace his creation. Because I created the Shvi. He made it Kadosh. So whatever I made, potentially it's talking right now. It was in the place of the Shabbat. God didn't create anything. God stopped creating. So who brought the Shabbat? Is my activity of 6 days called Yamei Chol. Chol. Chol means is missing something. It's not complete. Missing a lot. Every day missing a lot. But Shvi'i now is worthy, because it's the word is word of 7, is worthy to be added Chokhmah bina da'at, that means Shivi'i, which is, look at our body, guf, it consists of chesed, is the right hand, left hand is gevurah, the body is tiferet, right leg is netzach, left leg is hod, and yesod is your production member, and for this you are the world of where you stand is your malchut. 7, you are really consist of 7 energies. You have 7 holes in your face. Asher bara Elohim la'asot. Asher bara Elohim la'asot. La'asot ke? To fulfill, to activate. Because right now it's potential. Now, let's look at the whole Torah in 1 second. Here it is, we know from the stories, and I really believe that you know the story of Torah. It comes Abraham after Noah and 10 generations from one of the children of Noah, which is Shem. The Shem is Gilgul of Shed. Shed is Gilgul of Hevel. And Shem, after 10 generations, comes Terach and his son, Abraham. Abraham, as we said before, Behei Baram, is that energy that God started to create a Olam Bechesed, a world that is made of energy of Tov. That means to create a Olam that is called good. That's why we say, Beyom Hahu Yehiyeh Adonai Echad Veshmo Echad. Beyom Hahu. Hahu, yani that yom, that day. Hahu is Hey Hey Vav Aleph 17. Tov. Is the same letters of Aleph Hey Vav Hey. The name of Da'at, that knowledge that came to this world and created the 7 days of creation. Bereshit bara Elokim et ha-shamayim et ha-aretz. Aleph, Hey, Vav, Hey. It's Da'at that created the whole creation. So Beyom Hahu, that means that day, that Da'at, which is Tov, completed, every day that you complete Tov, Adonai Echad, Ushmo Echad. The Kli and the vessel become one. Now we read this section. This talked about potential in the first book of Bereshit, end of the first book of Bereshit. Here comes Abraham, here comes Yitzchak, and we're going to study all the stories in detail from Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. And then the 12 children, the Yosef, and going into the Mitzrayim, and 210 years to be in Mitzrayim, in the Galut of Mitzrayim, and complete to become 600,000 neshamot out of the 70 neshamot in 210 years. And finally, Hashem decides that his nation, because of the covenant that we're going to discuss had with Abraham, he brings Israel out of Mitzrayim and gives him the Torah. And after 40 days, that is, by the way, the secret of Itamar, because Itamar is Torah Mem. Itamar, the son of Kohen Gadol Aaron, as we discussed this morning, it means Torah Mem, Torah that was given in 40 days. Beyad Itamar, Ben Aaron, HaKohen, all this, the Sif Torah, they do the Egel HaZahav, God gets angry. They go 40 years in the Midbar with Moshe, with their fights, but in the second year, they already, after they receive the Torah and God forgives them, they make the Ohel HaMoed. And God gives them the whole rule of Shabbat in the parasha Vayekel. Completely advised that what is the secret of parasha Vayekel is to complete the creation by creating a Yom HaMenucha, not for you, for Hashem. He created 6 days. He says, one day you create. That means allow me not to create. Because if you express any desire to receive, I need to be there. So you take the menucha from me. The only way that you can create the day of Shabbat is to be kadosh in your thoughts, in your speeches, and in your action. To be kadosh, because you are in the realm of kedusha, as we explained. That means you are in a state of completeness. If you indulge yourself in any pleasure, which is not the concept of the kedusha, and causes you to create new desires that they are not kadosh, and they are indulgement for your benefit, you make chilul Shabbat. You don't create no vessel. That's why every Shabbat, v'shameru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat. This is one thing we learned. Shameru. They kept Shabbat. This is the rule of a neshama of a Jew to study Kabbalah. As a neshama, you need to know this. You need to know that you are responsible to create a day called Day HaMenucha Shabbat. So Hashem can yishbod mikol malachuto. Asher bara Elohim lasot. You need to. You can't justify the way of existence on Shabbat because Shabbat is out of this world. You are not in this world. You are in the realm of Kedusha. That is why the Torah insists that everything you do got to be L'Shem Shamayim. That means essentially every day of your week, you are concerned with every activity that you, in the level of thoughts, speech, and action, that it gives you the capability and the vessel to build a day of creation that causes menucha, because Hashem motze chen b'nei Adonai. Noach motze chen b'nei Adonai. Menucha is his goal to bring, so his creation is satiated, is fulfilled. And that's why he says, V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat, la'asot et Shabbat, le'dorata. We got to make the Shabbat by 6 days, Sheshet Yamim Tavor. After 40 years of learning this and studying this for past 32 years, I honestly betray my students and betray people who listen to me if I do not advise them that if you want to study Kabbalah, those rules are part and parcel of your understanding, your depths of understanding. Your depths of understanding depends, as difficult as it sounds. But everything changes slowly, slowly as you'll see in our studies. Nobody expects you overnight to really want to be perfect. No. As long as every time you try to keep the Shabbat more beautiful than before. The beauty is prepare yourself that one day you don't need to create like the image of Hashem. That's how you're going to recognize and you're going to feel beyond shadow of a doubt that you are made of Salem of Hashem. And this is the goal as far as living in this world, is to feel this beyond shadow of a doubt that I am created in the image of God. And without doing this, that's the Pekudei. The Pekudei that is given by the pay of Moshe, the activity of Halevi'im. Halevi'im is 91, 91 is Amen, is the unification of Adonai v'Yud-Kei Vav-Kei Shekhinah and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And we explain what is Shekhinah and what is Kadosh Baruch Hu. Now, one thing we haven't taught, which I take it granted that everybody is not only kosher at home, it's kosher at home and outside the home. Some people, they think they have to keep the kosher home, but outside they're free to do what they want. No, that home is only important because of the man lives in that home. And if the man is not kosher, how that home is going to become kosher? Do not get peeved by me, because it might sound harsh, but it is important to follow what you read and what it is you are supposed to read as a Jew. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לראותם ברית עולם. That's my covenant. ביני ובין בני ישראל, עוד היא לעולם. That's the covenant. That's the contract. You abide with this contract and learn להתעסק בתורה. I don't think you will ever be disappointed of lack of good results in your life. Difficulty, yes. Challenges, certainly. Difficulties and challenges makes us strong. You have to deal with difficulties and problems. That's what we are here to learn, so we can bring the menucha. Look at this world. This world hasn't been in peace for many, many, many years. And it's getting worse. And whose fault it is? Hashem, the creator, or us? As human beings that indulges in ta'avah, it's only thinking of self-satisfaction, self-satisfying, only pleasure for me. And this selfishness, if it is not combined correctly with the spiritual world to bring about balance, it's not going to work. Allow me to come to complete. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. What is missing in this world is knowledge. And when in Shabbat I come and say et hashamayim v'et haaretz, that I want Hashem for zuchut of the work that I have done, give me that knowledge to create good in my life. That's Aleph Hey Vav Hey. Et hashamayim v'et haaretz. Imagine that you are all there, really there. and you want to keep in the realm of Kedusha. So what you study and what you say, let it be Divrei Torah on the table of eating. Let it be kosher. Let it be Beracha Rishona, Beracha Acharona. Say the first praying and the last praying. Do the Netilat Yadayim. Stay in the state of honestly to be in the realm of Chesed. Goodness. Kindness. Don't react. This is the day that you create. Now, you tell me how much you caused goodness in that day. You did it for who? For Hashem Shamayim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. But because I created a comfort zone for him, so he will have a day that he will have menucha, I will be privy to that menucha. I will be entitled to the same menucha. You want to have certainty in your life? You want to have bitachon and timimut? That's the way of life. Do whatever work you want to do in whatever capacity that you like to do. But take the Torah and the way of the Torah to your life. And find and seek and learn two things most important we learned this week, up till now. How to keep Shabbat by preparing myself 6 days so the Shabbat will be perfect. I don't need to call anybody. I don't need to make any decisions. I don't promise to go anywhere to anybody. It is between me because I want to create me and Hashem. 1 day of the week, I want to create for him. 6 days, anything I want Hashem, he gives me. 1 day, with all my heart, I want to create for him. That's the attitude. And that's why I said every one of us this morning have a mantra. I have a mantra that I would like to share with you. And as I shared in the previous, and I explained it. And it consists of what we say before the Shema Israel. That's my mantra. That's my way of meditating with Hashem. And I would like to read it for you as well from the Siddur. And if you bring your Shema Israel and you bring Ahavat Olam, because before saying Shema Israel in the morning as an example, and we said every Shema Israel is different. Oh, I went somewhere else. Okay, here it is. We take a few minutes more. First, I come to Hashem. That's a true meditation. That's when the mantra means. That's what you believe in. That's your conviction. That's what you believe in. Now, the point is, we want to understand, to feel that I made with the Selem of Hashem. So for that, I need to have an idea to stick to it and just keep on being at it till I achieve it. Now, what it is that I really look so deeply to achieve, 10 believe it, give to my heart. The problem is tikkun of heart. 10 believe bina. Give me that understanding, lahavin, so I understand, I feel, the feeling is correct, it's balanced, it's correct, it's emet. Last skill, to learn, to experience, to add to my knowledge. lishmoa, to be able to listen. But listen that I can see in between the lines what is really the depths, to find depths in my listening. Little more. I want to learn. I want to my last breath of my life be able to learn. Add myself. But I don't want to learn if I cannot teach. Because only when I teach, then I know I have learned. Because then I know whether I did the Torah L'Shem Shamayim. That's the sign. If I don't have this sign and if I cannot teach it, but between lomed and melamed, there is a vav. The vav is ot emet. It's emet. That means I want to learn and learn what I learn is emet, and I want to be able to teach this emet. Lishmo, and keep that emet. Velasot, and to do it, to be able to do it, to have the power of execute it. Velekayem, and keep it so it will be forever. What? Et kol divrei Talmud Toratech be'ahava. I don't want the learning to be with pain, with isurim kashim. It can't be. Whatever it is, I accept, but with love. I want to feel the love of teacher, of the teacher, of the Hashem. And when I feel that love, I will know beyond shadow of a doubt in my knowledge that I am made of Itzelem. That Itzelem governs my life. At the end of this section, Karafteinu, Malkeinu, Hashem, Shekhinah, Malkeinu, Shekhinah, Kadosh Baruch Hu, Yud-Heh Vav-Heh. Malkeinu is the Melech, Adonai, Ribon HaOlamim. Karafteinu, bring us close, Leshimcha, Yud-Heh Vav-Heh. I am asking Shekhinah to teach me, to help me, to create that Mishkan, that vessel, that capability, to be able to, the energy of Hashem, to lead Karev, to come close to me, to come close to me. The Ahava. Velohodot lecha leyachidcha, and this way, when I become one with you, then I can testify and be a witness that you are one and only one. But that only comes not only with Ava, but Yir'ah as well. That's the secret of Biyad Itamar. So, because Itamar is Yir'at. There is fear, has to be, when you want to come close to Kadosh Baruch Hu, close his name. The fear is that I don't want to do no sin and no mistakes and no wrong ideas, no indulgence, no ta'ava, so this way to cause separation, distortion. I say to my friends on Facebook, good night to you. I hope the lessons of tonight was simple. I hope it was beneficial. Those who know Farsi, I recommend to listen to the parasha Pekudei. But most of the concepts We brought it in the simpler understanding through the reading of the Torah. And hopefully, Bezrat Hashem, we will continue till slowly, in our way of talking, through the words and stories of Torah, for our friends to recognize and learn the language of branches. Shalom Barak to everybody. If there is any questions, I'm all yours. I am so happy that you are here.
Thank you. Likewise, I think we're on the right track. It's such a great summary. And I learned a lot still.
Chazak Baruch, Chazak Ve'emat. You guys give me power and the koach to honestly be able to push myself more. And that mantra that I read for you, I mean it.
No, that's amazing.
I never say no Shema without not preparing myself. That's why I see this Shema. That's how powerful Shema is. And maybe tomorrow night, because we are in the parasha of Shema, and the Rav Abu Chatzir of Zichrono Bracha is talking with Shema, maybe we would some, because they are part of the Shema that I need to prepare you before we go to the book of Zohar to study really what the Yichud of Shema Israel is all about, which is one of my highest goal of my life, is to be able to, and the way I see it, no teacher has put the time to explain this power of Shabbat. And hopefully, I hope, Bezrat Hashem, God gives us the possibility, slowly, to reach that stage, that to really dissect and understand and prepare to use it. That's how powerful this energy is.
Amen. Looking forward to it.
Bezrat Hashem.
I have a quick question.
Yes, please.
Can you explain the da'at of Aleph K Yud, Aleph K Vav K, and the difference between that name and Aleph K Yud K?
Bravo. Aleph Hey Yud Hey is Bina.
Right.
It's the Kili of Bina. It has three miluim, Kasa, Kamag, Vekanak. And those are the miluim of Aleph Hey. It's a Keter. But we know that the Keter, when it becomes vessel, creates a vessel, that means when Bina becomes a Kli for all of Zeirampin. What is Zeirampin? What is the baby in the womb of the mother? What the baby does in the womb of the mother?
Just grows and eats.
If you have paid attention, when your wife is hungry, she says, "Oh, I feel to have cucumbers."
Right.
Strange ideas, strange foods. The taste changes. Who changes? It's the desire of the fetus in the Racham, the mother expresses and wants to fulfill. So she eats those food in order to fulfill the fetus in the womb. Now that fetus is called Zeirampin. How he was created? He created by Zachar v'Nukva, by a male and female. Who is the male? El. Who is the female? Elokim. What do they create? Yud Hey Vav Hey. puts these two together, becomes Yud Hey Vav Hey. This Yud Hey Vav Hey, this power that puts El and Elokim in order to create Yud Hey Vav Hey, is the knowledge that was created in the womb of the mother, Ayeh. Now he came out as a Da'at in order to bring El and Elokim together and produce an energy called Rachamim, Yud Hey Vav Hey. Aleph Hey Yud Hey is the Keter. Aleph Hey Vav Hey is the Da'at that was made because of unification of El with Elokim with Yud Hey Vav Hey. That knowledge of Aleph Hey Vav Hey gets revealed. That Aleph Hey Vav Hey came, that Da'at from whom? From the mother called Aleph Hey Yud Hey.
Wow. Okay. That's amazing. I've never saw it this way. So
we are going to do this tomorrow night and the Wednesday to see that the Bina that we called Sag Kelali. I know this is not part of this class of tonight, but Sag Kelali. We said that there is one Sephirah with 10 Nekudot Mem Hey Ben called Sag HaKelali. That is where Adonai Hu Elohim. Both of them are one. Because Mem Hey Ben, they are all in one Sephirah. Out of that Malchut, out of that energy, that Bina, that's the Bina, that's the Aleph Hey Yud Hey. Because that's after Sag created Ta'amim, Nekudot, Tagin, Ba'otiot, he created these 10 energies. Mem Hey Ben. Mem Hey is Chesed, Ben is Din, Elokim, and Mem Hey, Yud Hey Vav Hey, together they make it Adonai Hu Elohim. That's where the 13 Midot really comes about. So everything comes out of this Aleph Hey Yud Hey. It is Aleph Hey Yud Hey that creates Israel Saba Tevuna. Israel Saba Tevuna creates Ozen Chotem in order to create Keter and Abba Ve'ima of Olam and Nekudim. It is the Sag that creates Olam Nekudim in order to create a Memhei that is able to come and make in Olam Atzilut Tikkun of Ben. But this, I want to guys tomorrow.
All right, we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you so much. Chazak Baruch.
Chazak very much. But since you pushed me, I went. It was nice. That's good.
No, it was great. Yeah, we had the background already. Yes.
Baruch Hashem. Any questions? We say shalom to everybody. All the best. And Bezrat Hashem, we see you tomorrow night.
Amen. Chazak Baruch. Thank you.
Shalom.